Thanks for joining me tonight. We're going to go over some dry shampoo tips. Most people, when they think of dry shampoo, they think of it only in terms of to either like extend the life of your hair, like from day 1 to day 2, or to absorb like oiliness or moisture or something like that. And while it does all that, it also can be used to build up volume in the hair. Essentially, it holds on to the hair follicle and will add a grip. So it's especially great for either fine-haired individuals where your hair tends to kind of just lay flat and you want more volume, or if you want that really big kind of sexy bombshell type look, or even, for example, I will use it in updos just to add more grip and add more volume without having to add more hairspray or like a texture spray or anything else like that, which can be a little bit harder, like a harder material, and can end up being a little bit crunchier. So I'm literally only going to do this half to show you exactly how to add the dry shampoo with the teasing, and we'll leave this half completely undone. So at the end, you'll be able to see like how much more volume this half has. So we'll start. I would take about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch section. The larger the section, the less overall teasing and volume you'll have. If you've really fine hair, honestly, I would suggest taking more sections that are smaller, just because you can compact more teasing into those areas, and you can end up building up more and more and more. So we have our section, and in reality, there's a few different dry shampoo options out there. There is like the little aerosol type. The really great thing about it is it will make your scalp feel really cool and refreshed. But as for actual like grip and hold, it doesn't have nearly as much. It's much better if you want the entire style to be really full and you can spray it underneath the whole thing. Like if this was all curled, you can do that and it'll end up making it look fuller. You can still put it at the root, but it's designed, or it can be manipulated better to do it that way. The other option, let's see here. We have some powders. So I have Art & Co Skyline, and then I have Rock Your Hair Bombshell Big Hair Powder, but normally I would use either Unite's Expanda or, let's see here, Unite's Expanda or Lush's Dry Shampoo or the Skyline. The big difference here is this has like an actual pump to it, so it'll come out like that. It's a little bit of a finer consistency than most of the dry shampoos. And then the third type of dry shampoos that would be good for this would be, there's actually like a paste type that again comes from Art & Co that you can put right into the root. So what you'll do before actually using the dry shampoo is you'll take this whole section and you'll take like a rat tail comb, or you can use a regular comb. You just want something that has about this type of density of teeth. And you're going to tease it down. Now teasing, you shouldn't be going at it harshly. You really should be just push, push, push. Now I'm pushing it pretty forcefully down, and I'm holding this pretty tight. Then what you'll do is you'll take, I prefer one of the powder ones just because of the hold, and you'll pump it in right underneath. You'll notice at first it has a little bit of like a whiteness, but if you move it around, it becomes transparent. So then you bring it over. If you can see any of the teasing from top, you can just lightly comb over it. And what it'll do is it will disperse that from above while still leaving all that teasing underneath. That's why we tease on the bottom and brush out on top. Now the first section I did pretty much horizontally. The second section, we kind of come back a little bit more on like a backwards diagonal. Let's see if you can kind of see that. And the reason why is we don't want from the front, if someone's looking at you front on, to be able to see all that teasing underneath. This way it kind of hides it a little bit more. So again, we'll tease down. When it comes to the round of the head, I like to kind of pull the hair one direction and pull it the other. Let me show that again. Kind of pull it and tease it that way, and then pull it and tease it the other. And the reason why is because then it creates like a nice bubbled shape instead of just being horizontally like linear. Here, let You can see how this from underneath looks kind of like a mess. But this literally is going to create airspace underneath. I'm going to bring it over. And comb it in with that other section. Next section, get about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Still going that diagonal back. Now I'm going to show you just how this one, the aerosol one, can work on there. Some people really enjoy that cooling feeling on their scalp, especially if their scalp tends to be a little bit drier or if it has some like a little bit of itchiness, or especially in like the summer where it's really hot and humid. It does feel really refreshing. I personally just don't think it has nearly as much hold. Also, you can bring your teasing just to about the first 2 inches, but if you wanted to have more full body, all of it, you can bring it further up. I really wouldn't go more than like halfway, just because it's going to be harder and harder to hide. So in this case, you would literally just spray it throughout all of that. Bring it over. You're going to brush through. So I want to show you. You can kind of see, you can vaguely see just ever so slightly of it underneath. But you can't really see that much. And when we get to the very top, we're actually going to be like leave a veil layer just to reassure that you can't see any of kind of the secret inner workings as to how you got all that boom. Now the top sections, I like to take a little bit smaller just because I really like to build up that volume. A lot of times that's where people complain the most about it being flat, is the top. And I'll actually, to build up even more, is I'll over direct it away. A lot of times you'll know people who, if they want to have like the front part have more volume, they'll end up parting their hair one way all the time, and then when they want more volume, they'll switch it the other way. Because the hair is not used to going that direction, it creates an arc. Same principle with this. The dry shampoo in there, since it adds that grip, it'll hold on. So the whole rest of the day you can go on, you can do your regular things, and you don't have to worry about it falling out. Now when it comes to the combing out process, you can use a comb. A lot of times I'll actually have like a little mini brush. The reason why sometimes I like the brush is just because it can get it even smoother. But the comb works too. This will be the last section for teasing. So in total, I'm doing about 4 pumps down. You can see it'll literally, with the teasing, it'll hold itself up. And for this last section, I just make sure it's nice and clean looking. You could even put a little bit of a hairspray over it, or like a spray wax is really good at taming any of the flyaways. And I just bring it over top, so that way there's really no risk about any of the teasing being seen from underneath. I would normally just go through with a final hairspray for this. If you wanted it to be even higher on top, you could go in, kind of pull it up, and then spray it with a hairspray right here. You can play around with the teasing just to get it to hold put. And it'll stay right there. It also allows you with the rat tail to kind of play around with the shape. But as you can see, from this side to this side, I mean, she gained probably like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of lift. She doesn't have exceptionally coarse hair or thick hair. It's probably pretty moderate. Again, with the aerosol, like I was saying, how you could build out the rest of the space. If you feel like you want this to be wider, by spraying underneath, it'll bring that further out. A lot of times if you have curls, you can do that. It'll make it have a little bit more volume. So this is just one kind of unique way that you can use your dry shampoo beyond the normal just extending the life of your style technique, just to give you a little bit of extra volume. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm going to be doing a very similar video this upcoming Sunday at noon, but on Instagram Live. So make sure, if you'd like to see anything again, tune in there and feel free to ask any questions. Thanks again. Bye.